What's going on, everybody? This is Ray of Rebel Ears for an episode called A Talk with Ray. We're not just only going over the brief rundown, which is the email that comes out every Monday, my pet peeve of the week, but also the sponsorships of the episodes. This episode is sponsored by Opus Clip, where you can turn your long form content into short clips. So this episode right now, soon as this is done, I already get an automatic email, and it can get an automatic import into Opus Clip anytime I upload this into YouTube or even when I go live. So shout out to Opus Clip for that. But today is a lot of things have been changing. Bringing up the Rebel Ears podcast once again. Shout out to every subscriber who's been a fan of Rebel Ears for all these years. Even those who subscribe to the newsletter, we want to thank everybody who contributes and read our newsletter that comes out weekly, the brief rundown. For those who want to join the newsletter, there will be a link in the description, and on any platform that we have, go ahead and comment the word news and you'll get a link to our newsletter. But once again, my name is Ray of Rebel Ears. Today is an amazing day because, like I said, we're bringing back the Rebel Ears podcast, but we also going to talk about a few things that's been going on recently. Just like with this episode, we are going to try something new. We're going to try to do it in a live stream kind of format because the episode we're going to try to make at least 15 to 20 minutes long. We'll see how we're going to do. But the purpose of this is to build a structure to show people exactly what we're doing. Of course, this is going to be on YouTube, but the episodes on the podcast for people to listen to. So I'm going to make sure that anytime I'm doing these episodes, even though I'm walking around my room and y'all can actually watch me while I'm doing this, I'm also going to be detailed on the specific structure in the near future, because when I do the live stream soon, I'm gonna show people my setup, how I do a lot of my automation, coming up with content, even when it comes to those who don't have their own logos or don't have their own brand. We're gonna be helping people when it comes to posting, recording, editing. So it's a lot what we're gonna be talking about, but let's go ahead and start with the real updates of Rebel Ears. So right now we're tightening things up this week. Right now we're working with Don Talk Listen. Shout out to Don Talk Listen podcast. He been going viral with his videos. I know when it comes to the Auto Eco blueprint that we build at Rebel Ears that's powering Don Talk Listen. One of his videos within a week got over 300,000 views with our system. And we tried different methods and we went viral multiple times. Another video got 30,000 views. Another video got 70,000 views. But it was a system that took time to make. Even when I'm thinking about my system, because a lot of people don't know my background, even Dawn, shout out to Dawn of Talk Listen. We had a recent conversation about, of course, everything is content. That's one. But also it's about putting it out there. That's why I've been in the Opus Clip and Agent Opus community and been able to use so many different credits to try different ideas to the point that I built my own system even before Opus Clip. I'm thinking 2024, where I won my DJI camera from posting for 30 days straight in September of 2024. So with what y'all watching me on visually is something that I want from being consistent with posting. So that's something that I want to show people a way to monetize with that. And our first legit client is Don Talk Listen. And I am happy that the system is working and that we have other ideas on what to implement. So Auto Eco, for those who don't know what that is up to 5 different apps and websites that we use daily for our platform that, even though we use it daily, we probably check it once a week. And that once a week might help us to schedule for the next 2 to 3 weeks of content from the different apps that we use. But one of the main ones that we do use is Opus Clip. So for anybody who's watching this video, like I said, the link will be in the description, and on any platform, we'll have it set up. Comment the word Opus, O-P-U-S, and we'll make sure we'll send that link to you because it provided so many opportunities. Matter of fact, the reason why I won that camera, shout out to Lions Behavior, Nikki Saunders. The reason why I won that camera, because I was using Opus Clip. It was before I was even using the calendar for those who's trying to find different platforms to be able to have more time for themselves, because it took me a while to come up with a system that worked well for me. Because with me being a husband and a father, and then still working and networking and try to build a platform and try to come up with content, it's easy to get burnt out. So with the Auto Eco Blueprint, I built my own GPT, but that's going to be something down the line because it's still the beta version. But so far, I am loving the results that's coming out of it. Don used it recently. Shout out to AR. He's using it. And it's beneficial for the fact that it took me time to learn the system that I built up to this point. So I had pieces, but not a full machine. So I needed to make a connection that made sense, because even the apps that I'm using in the Auto Eco Blueprint, it took me a while to study this app. Some of these apps I've been using for 4 years now. I was thinking, okay, so one app I know I've been using for 5 years. One app I've been using for 4 years. One app I've been using for 5 years. So it's the longevity of these apps that I'm using. I'm not just using something just, okay, let me test something out. I want to use it to the best of its ability, and then seeing how I can incorporate or integrate different apps or different websites and see how they can work together. So again, with this sponsorship, this episode is sponsored by Opus Clip, where you can turn your long form content into short form content automatically. So if you're not clipping content, you're losing reach, but tools only work if your system is right. So don't forget, when the Auto Eco Blueprint comes out, you do want to go ahead and pre-order that when the link is out. It's going to be a game changer for y'all who needs it. If y'all want to get more in depth, because we also going to have a masterclass working that with Dawn right now. So for everybody who wants to learn our system, be a part of it. Now, I'm going to do a little Auto Eco breakdown. So Auto Eco is basically short for automation ecosystem. Basically, you record content once, you turn it into multiple pieces with Opus Clip. But of course, the clips can turn into engagement. Engagement feeds back into the system. If one part is off, everything slows down. So if you don't have a system, get with Rebel Ears. That will help your system to get on the next level. So this part of this episode is what I like to call pet peeve. As an audio engineer, you probably had sessions where you work with artists that you didn't want to work with, producers who probably too cocky, or a client who forgot the project, or the recording engineer sent a sloppy mix to the mixing engineer. So these are some of the pet peeves that I know that I've been through, that a lot of people can relate, or that's in a similar field. So today's pet peeve is creators recording with no intention. Because I can understand you come into the studio, maybe you just want to feel the vibe, you maybe just want to freestyle and stuff, but when it comes to 6 to 8 hours and there's no structure, no hook, no clear point, no takeaway, those sessions really can just drain everything because there's no sense of direction. I can understand if you have like one of those producers who can run a session saying, okay, we got a blank canvas, we're gonna use this paint, we're gonna use this, put this together, let's see what kind of masterpiece we can make. And those are the ones who are executive producers, because they are, like I said, they're taking a blank canvas and make it into something. Now, if you come into the session with nothing and you just wasting hours, because I've been in sessions where people will just be indulgent, get nothing done. But it depends on if they're under a record label, if they have a budget, if they have their own studio, or if that's their in-house studio. But even with that, it's a pet peeve of having no sense of direction if you are a creative, because if you are a creative, you're not going to let that stop you. So that is my pet peeve when it comes to that. If you don't have a direction on where you want the track to go, It'll be random. So again, shout out to Opus Clip, turning your long form into short form content, letting people know if you are recording clips. Don't just have them out randomly. Have a filtering system, because if you have something working and you don't have a system, you're not building no leverage. So be mindful of that. Now this part is what I'm going to call a Don Talk Listen lesson, because we had multiple discussions on all the episodes that he already has done. He's ready to put them out right now, honestly. We're going through the editing, going through putting them in a section like, okay, this is coming out this Monday, this is coming out this Friday. So we're working on that system, working with Opus Clip to batch at least, I'm going to just put it out there, over episodes at the moment, okay? But it's about batching, and we already working on, I don't know if I should tell y'all because it's, well, I'll just go ahead and put it out there. We're working on this idea during the podcast summit for 2026. And we got a number in mind that we want to record, we want to shoot, and then put it out for a specific amount of days. And it's exciting to do because we're using the system. We're having different guests of Don Talk Listen getting paid contracts, gigs, networking. So it's working, and they're getting their fan base in order. Well, not in order, but just growing. So shout out to all the past guests of Don Talk Listen. Matter of fact, all the past guests of Don Talk Listen and the one who's coming up will get a 30-minute call consultation when it comes to if they need their own branding logo, if they need their branding template, if they need help with their automation. We're going to talk about all of that. So even for those who's watching right now, I don't know how long it's going to be out there. We're going to put it in the description for those who want to do 30-minute consultation with me to see how I can help you with your branding when it comes to getting affiliates, branding, being a brand ambassador. There's so many different ways to leverage social media with content if you have a system in place. So I remember back to the Don Talk Listen lesson, we was talking about trying to save everything, even leveraging Opus Clip. We got things in there that's been in there for at least 2 months now, and we're going through what footage we want to use, what structure to build it off of. And of course, we do want to have like a clip criteria, because it's mainly, you want to have one clear point. I know Dawn videos is like 30 seconds, but you can have it from 15 to 60 seconds with one takeaway. You know, not every clip in Opus Clip needs to be posted, because you do want to be detailed and watch through it. So, of course, tools don't fix bad input. Strong hooks equal better clips. Clear delivery equals better edits, and intentional recordings equals better output. If you still have a structure for your content, make sure it's the Auto Eco Blueprint. All right. So the shift from this episode, from working with Don Talk Listen, even the structure of the Auto Eco Blueprint, the shift is stop trying to post more. All right. You need to start building something that actually runs. A system that removes pressure, that creates consistency, and then can also create leverage. And with the Auto Eco Blueprint, when it comes out, it's going to be a game changer for y'all, especially for those who's just trying to learn the basics, because we got a high tier for those who knows how to use ChatGPT, who knows how to use the other apps, who also has an advanced understanding of Opus Clip, because it's very simple to use if you know the basics. So I do want to invite those who wants to learn more about Opus Clip and then Auto Eco Blueprint. So if you want to learn more, just text me the word Auto Eco, AUTOECO, and we'll see what we're going to do for y'all. All right. Now, this is the third to last. I'm doing a live announcement. So I am going to be going live soon. I'm still deciding on which platform that I want to do it on, because basically I'm going to be breaking down the full automated system when it comes to the Auto Eco. I'm going to show people my Opus workflow, my content structure, and it's going to be a real-time breakdown. So if you're trying to figure out exactly what I'm talking about with the auto eco, believe me, I'm going to be posting to all the different platforms in the next 3-4 days right now. So be mindful when it comes out, because I do want to network with those who want to build their system and to monetize off of it. All right. So the execution play, I want everybody to understand when it comes to the execution play, because when this podcast comes out, even if it's months or years that goes by, this is for those who needs to understand you might need a way to have someone to hold you accountable. So this is the execution play is for you to do. And I want to see your workflow. If you can tag me, let me know exactly if you did it, because I want to see progress. And I know I'm going to do it too. So while you're doing it, I'm doing it with y'all. So the execution play is to record one long form content. All right. So it can be 10, 15, 20 minutes. It is up to you. I want you to hit 2 to 3 strong talking points. You can use ChatGPT to come up with the script if you're not comfortable with coming up with one yourself. And let Opus Clip pull 3 to 5 clips for you. All right. The only thing you're going to do is add one call to action. You want to keep it simple. And that's your base system. You want to have a clip that shows your brand, show what you're doing, but also you want to tell people what you want them to do. A CTA, which is a call to action. Letting people know about Opus Clip. The link is in the description for those. Comment the word Opus. Those are all call to actions. And when you understand more about call to action, you understand how you can use it to monetize and leverage your business. So for the closing today, of course, we talked about the Dawn Talk Listen. Some of the lessons that I learned working with that business. Shout out to Dawn, the Dawn Talk Listen. Things that we're working on, like the Auto Eco Blueprint. Us using Opus Clip, who sponsored this episode. Shout out to Opus Clip. And even in the near future, with the Auto Eco Blueprint coming out, we got so many things in store. So for everybody who's watching this episode, make sure if you want some of our systems, some of our gameplays, everything that we're doing, right? I want y'all to comment system, and I'll tap in with you when I go live. All right. And I'll break down the auto ecosystem and everything that we're doing. But the thing you got to do is do the call to action that we need for y'all to do. All right. But make sure you do the execution play, comment, like, subscribe. Want to thank everybody who's watching today's episode of A Talk with Ray. I'll catch you on the next episode. I'm out. Real quick, I just want to tell you, thank you for tapping in with me. If any of this information helped you in any way, make sure you comment, like, and subscribe, because you never know. Your next comment might be our next episode.